What's up, racing fans, and welcome to Keats Cash Plays, where we look for value play horses to really spice up those exacta and try payouts and add to your bankroll on the big race day. And my name is Keith, and you can find me at the handle Each Every Stride on X Twitter. Really excited for this episode. It's going to be Travers Stakes Day at Saratoga Racecourse. That's right, the Spa, on August 24th, this Saturday coming up. And we got not one, not two, not three, not four. We have 5 grade 1 races. And I'm going to be talking about 4 value play horses I feel have a strong chance to get in the money. And I'm going to explain a lot of different angles. So a lot of classy horses on this card. And I mean, we have some great betting opportunities as horse players. And really to dig into these PPs, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I appreciate you all tuning in here to Keats Cash Plays. And remember to hit the like button and subscribe to Trust the Profits. Got a little bit of a different look here on Keats Cash Plays. Going to be going with some more slides, a little bit more of an interactive kind of show. We're going to be talking about more of the horses in the field. So appreciate all the support. This is episode 26. You know, we're not going to stop here. So appreciate everybody tuning in this week. So as I said, it's a Travers Stakes Day edition at the Spa. So let's kick it off right now. We're going to be talking about race number 10. This is the Ballerina grade 1. So as I mentioned, multiple grade 1s on this card. Really unbelievable talent throughout the racing card. So this is the Ballerina grade 1, 7 furlongs on the dirt for 3-year-old or older fillies and mares. Very talented group here. And, you know, the race is going to have to go through number 3, Vava, who, as you see here, is the even money morning line odds favorite. I mean, this horse has been so sensational, and what a beast at this 7 furlong distance, and wins the grade 3 Chicago last time out. I'm actually going to be using that race for a few other important reasons. I like a horse coming out of the Chicago, and it's not going to be number 4 Society. So, you know, as I mentioned, Vava, the race goes through her. She's been just on such a roll here at the 7 furlong distance. And Society comes out, number 4 Society comes out of the same race, Chicago grade 3. This was the clear-cut second betting choice in the race. Went off at 2-1, so that's some serious money against Vava. You know, disappointed a little bit, and I just thought, you know, maybe needs to step it up a little bit. 4-1 morning line. Little low to me. I'm going to pass on Society in this race. And you got the number 5 here. It's an intriguing horse. You know, we got Cutting Back for Bill Mott. Number 5 is interesting to me. I just thought it was an interesting choice because, you know, Bill Mott is such a, you know, tremendous horseman. And this horse loves the route, Scylla, and, you know, seems to really relish that routing distance. So interesting choice to cut back to 7 furlongs. Has to be well respected, the number 5. And then I'll skip to number 7, a Seed. You know, you're getting more of a price now on this horse than number 7. Ran second in a grade 2 last out, and Pratt sticks aboard. So that's an interesting horse there, the number 7. And number 8, Munnings Gold. Gonna show speed. I'm going to talk about it. I think the pace is a little fuzzy on this race, and I'm going to talk about that. But Money's Gold is going to be the one that's going to be going from the outside post, going to be sending. I'm just not sure that the 7 furlong distance is this preferred distance for the horse for Todd Pletcher and Johnny V. Going to get the send, I think, from the 10-1 there. But let's talk about it. I mean, I skipped over a couple horses, but let's talk about the horse that I feel has a good chance to run in the money. And that's number 1, Pasano Sunset. 15-1 morning line. So this is going to be my first cash play here. This is going to be the Ballerina race 10. Just thought it was a really good effort behind Vava. So that's the horse, you know, number 3 in this race here, the Ballerina, even money morning line favorite. Big effort behind that horse at 17-1. I like the effort a lot. I think that, you know, obviously going to have to step up here, but seems to really like this. Has multiple wins at the distance. And as I touched on, you know, the speed is a little, the pace. I don't really see many horses trying to go for the lead here, you know, other than Munnings Gold. So more speed, the better, for these kind of closers, especially in these kind of sprints, 7 furlongs. And with Wilkes, this is Ian Wilkes, the trainer. He could actually pop up at a price, but he is only 5% in graded stakes. So that is something to take note of. I visually liked how this horse traveled last time versus Vava. I know it was a second place finish, but this is going against the track bias here for the entire meet at Saratoga. That's why I think we might also get a price. Closers have not been doing well in dirt sprints at Saratoga this meet. And my friend Matthew DeSantis on his track stats with the Naira Bets YouTube channel, I think he pointed out it was about 9% or 7% winners only for closers in these kind of sprint races. So, that's another thing going against that track bias for the meet. But I think this horse is on the upswing. I really do. I mean, 15-1 Pasano Sunset. Going to be my first cash play here on the big Travers Stakes Day card. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. So that was one horse. Race 11. I'm going to go actually in order here with the Forgo. Another grade 1. An unbelievable card, I thought. 7 furlongs on the dirt for 4-year-old and up. Very talented field here. Let's talk about some of these horses. Got Gun Pilot, number 1 horse for Asmussen and Torres. Has a good resume, but still, I think looking for that top-notch win. Looking for that, that nice grade 1 win. And I actually found this field has multiple horses that are really kind of just looking to push through to that grade 1 level. I see a lot of these horses more maybe like a grade 2 level. So it'd be nice to see if one of them can kind of break through. And that gets me to Baby Yoda, number 4 horse. This horse loves Saratoga. This is the horse for course angle. And, the thing is with Baby Yoda, I mean, last time out, he didn't really show up as much as he did, obviously, the previous race where he won. But this is another horse that I think can he actually step up for a grade 1? And this is a very talented field. So I know, some of these horses are trying to get back into the winner's circle. And with Bill Mott, I mean, you have to take that seriously for Baby Yoda. He doesn't place his horses in grade 1s for nothing. It's going to be, I think, a big effort for Baby Yoda. I'm going to get to my cash play here eventually. Here we got Mulligan, number 6. This horse is a very good sprinter and has won 3 in a row. I mean, so the race goes through this horse, I believe, 8-5 morning line favorite there. So as you see the odds I put in. And, David Aragona does a great job. I think he's one of the best, if not the best morning line maker. So I agreed with a lot of his opinions on this. It must be hard to kind of squeeze all those numbers in the race. So I just thought that, can this horse win number 4 in a row, Mulligan? I just was trying to get a price here. I thought this was a potential to get a price. So it's hard to win those 4 races in a row. And then number 7, Agcor, runs for a smaller barn here, but does attract the services of leading rider Irad Ortiz. So you got the Bauer barn here. His horses do fire. It's a smaller barn, but they do fire. Like that angle of Irad, getting on this horse 12-1. And Cagliostro, this is for Sherry DeVoe. And with this horse, I just feel like this is such a hard trier all the time. I really want to watch the tote board for this horse, the number 8, see if this horse gets bet. 9-2 morning line. One to keep an eye on. So I'll get to my pick here. So I started out the show with a 15-1. We're trying to get 5-1 or higher on these horses come post time. And I do like number 5, Run Classic, in this situation. So as you see here, I have some notes on this horse. This is a second start back from Dubai. We know that Dubai bounce. That's something that they always talk about. Horse comes back first race after Dubai. It's such a trying commute, for these Air Horse 1, right? They kind of call it. So, it's something where these horses travel overseas. Some of them just don't take to the surface there. And this horse was kind of shuffled, kind of bounced around, never really fired. So I'm just, going to move on from that. Now, this is the second start back from Dubai. So you actually got a race in them. And I just thought, has speed figures that compete here from the previous races. And Jose D'Angelo, the trainer, he places his horses very well when shipping, and he hits at 17%. I've noticed that, he's a Gulfstream trainer for the most part, but when he, ships horses to some of these other tracks, they do fire. And I think that, 5-1 could be value in this race. And this is the race I was talking about, the first start back from Dubai. Had a tough trip off the bench, still rallied for second. This horse was in the 3 path and then the 6 path, and then really came on. So I think that was kind of one that maybe Run Classic needed. I like the rally at the end, though. I think this horse is going to be firing a big one. Versatile running style. I like this a lot. I like this angle a lot. In these kind of big stakes races, I want a horse that could be versatile, because you're not always going to get the trip you could always want. All right. I mean, that happened last time, obviously, in that allowance, but versatility is huge. I mean, in these races, because if things don't go the way for the horse, and especially, the pilot, the jockey, I think he could adjust. And I think his running style will be nice in this kind of field. So I think it suits him very well. So in this field, in the forego, the grade 1, give me number 5, Run Classic, 5-1. I really like that horse. I really think he's going to run a big one. All right, so let's go to this huge field here, the Allen Jerkens grade 1. I mean, this was such a talented group of horses. I mean, to me, this was one of the best, I think the best betting race of the day, obviously. And then, you just have so many recognizable names, so many horses that have taken different paths, on this for the 3-year-olds. And let's talk about it. So we got the grade 1 Allen Jerkens. What a betting race this is. I mean, you could go so many different directions, and 7 furlongs on the dirt for 3-year-olds. So let's talk about some of these horses here. Let's talk about, we got the world record number 1 horse. Almost set, right? He almost kind of set a world record last time. It was a dominant win in the Amsterdam for the number 1 horse here, world record. And you're going to get a price still, I mean, at 8-1. So if you think that was a legit win with that speed, this horse went gate to wire. Going to try to do the same thing again, from the rail there. So very interesting, 8-1. Let's go to ran in the Kentucky Derby, winner of the Tampa Bay Derby, cuts back in distance. So I've noticed that actually with a lot of horses, I'll bring this up here real quick, is that I've noticed a lot of horses on this card are cutting back, and they're finally getting to that 7 furlong sprint distance. A lot of even horses that were on the Derby trail. So it's interesting to see the dynamics here with this race card. So interesting for domestic product there. Could be the right recipe for that horse. Prince of Monaco. Let's talk about the number 5. This is for Bob Baffert and Johnny Velasquez. Can this horse actually get the 7 furlong distance? I mean, we know that the Bob Baffert horses always show a ton of speed. This horse is very fast, but that's the question. Can he actually get the 7 furlongs? It's going to be a hot pace, I think, up front. And then Timberlake. I mean, what an intriguing horse this is. I thought this horse ran a good 3rd place in the Haskell, and now gets that cutback that they talked about. I mean, this horse was supposedly going to be on the Derby trail. Now gets to that 1-turn, cutback here. And I just think this was an intriguing horse at the 5-1 morning line. This horse always kind of shows up here. And then I thought it was a big effort there off the bench in the Haskell on a grade 1. So let's talk about a few other ones here, other contenders. Otto the Conqueror. I remember this horse was very resilient, at Remington and, Oak Lawn, and, maybe a cut below these, but definitely, it's been kind of, seems like he's on the upswing a little bit again. So can fire a big one, I think, still. Bookham Dono is the New Jersey bred that ran second to Forever Young, so this is a legit horse. Now, had to be really hard ridden to beat the number 11, I'll talk about, Little Knee, in that New Jersey bred race at Monmouth. I watched the race, maybe it really wasn't Bookham Dano's day, but he still got the job done. 7-2 morning line seemed, for me as a betting standpoint, seemed in this kind of field, seemed a little low for me. So I always root for that horse. And I like to give a shout out to the number 9 horse here, Reynolds Channel. A few weeks back, this horse was my best bet of the day at 9-1 with the blinkers off angle for Mott. Yeah, I think he's going to be kind of up against it here. I know he's a 30-1 morning line. Always love these horses trying to go up the class ladder, especially in this grade 1 race. So, as I said before, Mott placing his horses in these grade 1s, very confident moves. So, and then you have Jefferson Street right next door for Mott as well. So you got 2 Mott horses back to back there. This horse has some horses, some races to look back at here too. And then Little Knees, the other New Jersey bred for Mark Casse, Jose Ortiz, going to have to show some speed from the 11 post there. Intriguing field. I mean, you can go so many different directions here in the Jerkens, but let's talk about my pick here. And I skipped over this horse as you saw. So this was number 2, Speak Easy. Only 2 career starts, won both of them. But this was a very promising 3-year-old, even on the Kentucky Derby trail for Todd Pletcher. And then you pick up, as I see here, you get Pletcher and Ortiz at 8-1 morning line on Speak Easy. And I knows this horse very well. I mean, he's ridden him both times. Now, I'll talk about that last race, is that he really had to be kind of hard ridden. But once he got going, man, I know that was way class below this, but he really got motoring. And then this is Todd Pletcher. You've seen this move, second off the bench. So second off the layoff for Todd Pletcher, hits at 24%. Lightly raced horse compared to a lot of these horses here. I mean, they've all had different paths for the 3-year-olds, but I mean, this has got to be the most lightly raced horse in the field. So I'm hoping for that step forward for Speak Easy. It's a challenging field. So as I said, if you're right, I mean, you're going to get paid. So this is something where I think even the favorite's probably going to go off at 3-1, maybe even higher than that. So intriguing field there for the Allen Jerkens. They put an unbelievable field here. And I agree. I think it's one of the best fields we've seen in a long time. So let's talk about the Travers, the big one. I know it was hyping up the Allen Jerkens there. Really good race. But this is the grade 1. Look at this talented field. I mean, we got Torpedo Anna. Can the filly get it done on the rail? That's something that's going to be interesting. Going to be really interesting to see the positioning that she gets. I envision her to kind of maybe sit in like 3rd or so behind the speed in that kind of pocket spot on the rail, which is actually an intriguing spot. I mean, you're going to have Brian Hernandez aboard, who is known for saving all the ground, right? In the Kentucky Derby with Mystic Dan. So this could actually be a good spot for Torpedo Anna. Going to be going up against, the boys here. So it's always hype it up with the filly facing the boys. So I am definitely rooting for her. Sierra Leone. We saw last time this horse very talented for Chad Brown. Just, you saw the gutsy performance in the Kentucky Derby. I think they kind of corrected the, the back and forth kind of running a little bit as this horse ran inside last time. Going to be interesting. I think that we can get a clear path. I'll talk about the speed, I think, in this race. Let's talk about number 5, Batten Down. This was an impressive winner in the Ohio Derby going gate to wire. I just don't think he's going to get that kind of trip, though. I mean, and can he win gate to wire? I mean, some of those Gulfstream races, this horse didn't get the lead, and he finished like 4th or so. So I don't know. Just going to be full send. I think it's going to be another speedball perhaps in this race. And let's talk about Dornock. This horse is just. I mean, have you seen a horse like this recently? I mean, this horse is very stubborn on the lead and gets the job done in the grade 1 Belmont, grade 1 Haskell. Just doesn't want to let anybody go past him. I love that tenacity in a horse. And, fierceness is actually a little bit of the opposite. I mean, very talented horse. But if things maybe don't go his way, and it's that every other pattern with fierceness, it's that hot, cold, hot, cold. So we're actually, he had an impressive win there in the Jim Dandy last time. But we're back, if you believe that, that routine there, is that we're back on that cold. I think that Johnny V is going to have to send fierceness, obviously, from the outside. Running less than a month, though, and going this distance is going to be challenging. So let's talk about my cash play of, unbelievable classy field here of 3-year-olds. So let's talk about Honor Marie. This is a horse that I've always been interested in. 20-1 morning line. So, you're getting a big price compared to a lot of these. I know the morning lines weren't on this graphic, but very even morning lines between Torpedo Anna, Fierceness, and Dornock. Those are really in Sierra Leone. Those are the 4 horses that I see really kind of, I think obviously 1 or 2 of them are going to be in the exacta, but let's talk about Honor Marie here. Training well. I like the training going on. And this is a 4th place effort. Looks better than it looks, I think, in the Belmont. We beat a lot of, talented horses home to be 4th in that big field. This horse does find trouble, though, in a lot of races. I don't blame him in the Kentucky Derby with 20 horses in that starting gate. This Honor Marie got pinballed at the start. Very tough trip. Just, still came on to finish mid-pack in the Kentucky Derby. Same thing happened at the Belmont. Kind of a tough trip. Got bounced around a little bit. So maybe is this a horse that finds trouble? But with the blinkers on, I think that it's hopefully a move here that could get this horse, kind of focus a little bit more. I think there's some talent. This horse hasn't won, though, since a 2-year-old. So, for this horse to step up, he's really going to have to step up. But I like a lot of angles here. I think this horse comes in a lot fresher than a lot of these other horses. There's been some long campaigns for a lot of these horses here. As you see, Dornock trying to win 3 grade 1s in a row. Fierceness, the Jim Dandy winner. And Torpedo Anna, just taking on the boys here. And Sierra Leone is just a exacta machine. So with that being said, I like Honor Marie, as a price to run in the money. And we're trying to get these horses at a price to run in the money. I always say it's kind of up to you to bet them, how you want to, but I think it's an intriguing field here in the, for this race here. I just think it's a intriguing field. So let's look at my cash plays here. So this is Travers Stakes Day. As you see, some new graphics here on Keats Cash Plays. So let's talk about, first horse I have is Run Classic. I think the second start back from Dubai for D'Angelo. I think this horse is going to run a big one. Pasano Sunset. I like this horse a lot, actually. I know he's going against this the track with the meat. These closers not doing great on 7 furlong sprints. And Wilkes, at times he could pop up at a price. So we're hoping to get this horse in the money at 15-1. Speak Easy. What was the last time you think you got a Pletcher in Irad Ortiz horse 8-1? But that's going to be the price in that talented Jerkens field. That is an amazing field. I think this horse is going to run a big one. I really do. There's some other horses that have kind of trying to get back into the winner's circle. Why not? I'm going to take a shot with a fresh horse there. And then speaking of a fresh horse that got a break is Honor Marie in the Travers. I think this horse is going to run a big one. Blinkers on. Hopefully kind of stay out of trouble a little bit. Now, let's talk about the speed here. Let's go back to that real quick. Is that the speed is, you really only see 2 closers in this race, right? You got Sierra Leone and Honor Marie. So those are the 2 that are obviously I think are going to be rolling late. Honor Marie ran a very good second to a horse I was very high on earlier this year, Catching Freedom in the Louisiana Derby. So I'm hoping for the break for Honor Marie and a little bit of an equipment change. I think they can get things done here to get in the money. Going to be a very intriguing race here. And those are my plays. So appreciate everybody tuning in here to a new look Keats Cash Plays. Just riding solo this week. Really appreciate you tuning in. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe to Trust the Profits. Give me a follow also, every stride on X Twitter. I'm going to have more content coming out. I'm going to be trying to go to some tracks live with some content too. I'm going to the Parks Derby next month. So good luck to everybody, at the race this Saturday. This was an unbelievable racing card that they put together. Hope you cash big. And remember to keep it moving and keep cashing those tickets. Take care now.